Right, so let's see if this works. I don't know. So anyway, I got a few more pictures to actually label. Um, does occur to me, a lot of pictures of my cat in here that I should grab. God, I transferred a few more pictures, and now I need to find them. Alright, so I'm gonna grab these, pop them in my actual organized folder, get a preview of whatever is happening in the, in the stuff. This is also really trippy. I'm, like, talking with earbuds in, and I'm not used to earbuds, and I'm slowly losing my mind. Anyway, so I've written myself a most excellent program that, and by I've written, I mean my dad helped me a lot, because it's been years since I've coded, but I wrote myself a nice program that will take, is a medium, pre-labeled images, and shifty weight draw? I don't know. I don't know what to call that. Uh, anyway, it'll take pre-labeled images in a specific format that I have defined, and it will turn them into, oh shoot, that was a small, wasn't it? Rename that. And it will convert them most excellently into product, delightful, and I cannot talk and type, so you're gonna have to just forgive me for being horrendously awkward. And if anybody is interested, the numbers I'm putting in are just like basically my version of doing SKUs. It's just sort of counting out how many of these I have made. So, yeah. So apparently I've made 140 medium-scaled waves for individual listing on the website, not including, like, someone ordered a custom one or something like that, because I'm not counting on it. Much counting. Is 69. Shifty swirl. Eh. So basically it's just like model size, the number of that size I've made, firmness, and then the color. And then I'll go through and fart around with some additional modifiers. I don't know if anyone's here. Is anybody here? No, probably not. Cool. And to keep track of the numbers, I just have like a little page thing on the other, this is my other screen that I'm referencing, that I just update as I go. I found that to be the thing so far. So I have gone through and already, this is a small, I have the info about the size and the firmness down here. And if there's any like flop issues, I'll put those in as well. 29. Shifty green, black. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh well. Can't be that important. Alright, so you have snack as well. Snack, small. So I have gone through and labeled like most of these, because like realistically no one wants to just sit here and watch me relabel hundreds of photos. But usually I can get through it pretty quick, so it's not the worst. So you can see all my other ones down here. I still need to like fart around and do some stuff to these, so if anyone's here for like a pre-shop, you'll get to see those, but yeah. I really need to relabel Squid. It's the stupidest name. I have no excuses. It's just like what I called it. And it's stupid, and I regret it, and here we are. At this point, I just feel like I've committed, you know what I mean? It's just like I've gone too far, and I can't take it back, but it's fine. I really like the way this Murish thing turned out. I think it's hell. There will be swearing in this. I figure if it is a stream about making dildos, then I do not care. I swear. So, fine. Here we are. Shifty blobs. Super descriptive. A lot of times I do actually, like, this does make sense in some part of my brain. I'm like, ah yes, blob means this. Be able to, like, find it, and I'm just like, a weird way of describing my items, but whatever. Medium. Ooh, 10. Swirls, can't tell where I'm typing. Okay, apparently I wasn't typing, and... Medium. 10, yes. Air clear soft, that is shifty swirls. I always get excited when, like, the 10th or the round number things are, like, pretty looking. Or if it's, like, the 42nd one, because, you know, 42nd is the life answer to life universe and everything. This is a nut bolt set. Small size. Hey, which is also the 10th. Nut bolt, small. 10, nuclear soft, shifty, blobs. Almost done with these. Let's see, let's clear out some of these that I've done. Named. And yeah, I have an insect. So, la. Medium. 53? Wow. It kind of it always surprises me when I'm like, wow, I've made like 53 of those, really? Like, and then I've only made 25 larges, and I'm like, I really need to like shift my priorities around. I'm just terrified of pouring larges for some reason. Like, just for some reason, whenever I do, they're always cursed. And I remember that this one was 10, so modify that. All right, so we have fur coat, small. Coat, small, small, number 50. Oh my god. Shifty black. You cannot tell in the photos, but the pictures on this are, like, pretty sweet looking. Oh. Hello, people. I have chats. Sorry, I had my screen hidden. Hello, hello. Hello. And how well does the nut and screw on? Does it need something to lube it, or can it screw together dry? You can do it dry, but it sticks to itself really bad. Like, just imagine, like, rubbing two pieces of silicone together and it doesn't play super nice. But if you lube it up with, like, some soap or something, it works pretty okay. It's just awkward because it's jiggly. But the near clear ones are, like, a little bit less awkward to screw on because they're firmer than, like, extra soft. Also, thank you to everyone who has randomly popped in. I genuinely don't expect people to come to these, so it's fun to have people. And I will check the chat occasionally. Alright, so lobsters. My computer's exploding. Alright, I quite like... I think, honestly, the lobster... Nobody buys them. But they may be one of my favorite models that I've done. I don't know why, I just like it. I like the texture of them, and I think they're fun to pour, and I like their little stubby legs. They bring me joy. Anyway. Alright, so I have also another squidong of the small size. 57, medium, and green fade. That one, 2 more things to go, and then I found a flop that I forgot to photograph on, so I gotta go back and mod that, but that'll be easy enough. Okay. Vulva, which PayPal is making me rename into something else, because apparently they recommend you not use body names or else your accounts will get flagged. Please, sense the saltiness in my voice. Anyway, here we are, 185, a lot of vulvas, a lot of vincas. They're called vincas now. I don't know why. Anyway, this is medium firmness and mostly brown. Or noir. I'm not gonna fix that. Anyway. Now you know why all of my stuff has typos, and it is literally just because I am lazy. Okay, so we have this lovely generic depth toy with blobs on it, which is this one. And need to pull those and make sure that this is renamed appropriately, and that it will have nice sequential numbering and all of that. So, generic generic, how to spell, depth toy, 6 inches, number 32, near clear soft, shifty, blobs, and flop. And I can add tags to my stuff so it can, like, if it's hand painted or if it's flopped or like whatever, it'll like show up, and it's pretty sweet. A lot of this is hard coded. One day I might sell this if I make it less janky and terrible, but here we are. So, okay, I have all of these. I'm gonna come through, I'm just gonna put them in the same folder, and I gotta open Visual Studio because I haven't made a standalone application for this yet, because I suck as a person. What lobster's so bad, but all the ones I gotta go snatched up. Oh no! Yeah, if you ever, want a lobster, I'm glad to do customs. I really enjoy pouring them. I can also make lobsters. Also, if anybody has Black Friday requests, let me know. Somebody emailed and was like, are you making any breads? And I was like, I totally should make some breads because it's been a hot minute and I have so many models that I just like... Listen, my mold shelves, all my molds are kind of thrown on top of each other for the squishies right now, and I don't want to dig through them, so I've been neglecting them, and I'm like, I really gotta fix some of this. Alright, anyway. So here is my beautiful program, full of pages and pages of crap. And you can see me having to add in custom coding so that if I name something vulva, it renames it to Vinca, which I'm going to be consistently salty about. Alright, so, this requires some stuff, and, oops. And by some stuff, I mean I have made myself, this is one of the things that my little program requires to run. So I have all of my names, sizes, prices, shipping heights and crap like that, any categories I wanted to add, if it needs a short description, if I want to put in a SKU. So this is all like pre-done. You can see like it's just a lot of stuff in here. And I have short descriptions for stuff like the ears. It'll like mention if it's live cast or like if there's something generic that I want for everything, like the bread is full of real bread holes, don't put it in your bodies. That's just listed there, so I don't need to type it out or remember to put it in. It's just there. So I just have that in a beautiful Google Drive, and I'm going to go ahead and download that as a comma-separated value. I gotta love CSVs. They make the world go round. Okay. Everything I do sounds, like, extra sarcastic, and it's a vibe. Alright, so I'm going to grab that, and I'm just going to paste that into my little folder of wherever I'm doing stuff, and I'm going to import that. Import my thing. This is from last time's drop with all my other stuff in there. This is today's drop, so I'm just going to grab that. And you can see that it has pulled in all of the information, populated a bunch of stuff, and now it will reference this when I search my product directory. So, grab the folder. It just like doesn't show the images. And the reason that I pull this stuff in before I like compress my photos and like do the final sorting is it'll tell you if you typo stuff. So in this case, apparently I have made 2 dice sets, and I included checks because I always typo stuff. So this basically is telling me that you have 2 things that have different colors but the same number, so you've probably jacked up your SKUs. I gotta go and fix that. It'll flag, like, if I've marked something as a flop, it'll be like, hey, don't forget to write why it's a flop and also discount it. But you can see it's populated all of my, like, sizes and other stuff. It generates the pretty names for me, and you can see that if we scroll down, it's switched vulva to Vinca, as a good little program does. I realize I'm not listening to my music at all, so I'm just... Ooh, sounded more clearly. That's awful. Okay. So anyway. And then if I've listed anything as a flop, which apparently I've forgotten to do for actually a lot of these, I will go back and do that later. But either way, let's fix my dice stuff. So, half the time I forget exactly what is happening with all of these. Like, I haven't made dice in a while. I don't remember what my naming convention for those is. So we have D20s, dice set. Okay, so I think that is literally just complaining about the number. So this basically is telling me I need to go and fix the numbers on my dice sets because I have screwed them up. So, let's go find my dice sets. This is probably a really nauseating pre-shop just watching me scroll through stuff. Sorry. Okay, so here's one. And these are all lovely shifty nuts. What did I just do? Damn it. Okay, here we go. one last time. Alright, so we have partial shifty blobs, and these are a flop, and I'm just gonna go ahead and rename these. I'll make this number 18, cool, and probably most of these should already be marked as flops. So I'm just gonna go ahead, rerun that, and apparently it's still complaining about the size, which is interesting, but is it complaining about the size? Alright, this tells me I probably need to, like, go and see exactly in my little programmy thing what I did to... Sometimes I do forget how I set 75 millimeters? What even is that measurement? Okay, we're gonna just get rid of that and copy if I don't have size for a dice set, because it's just a dice set, and it doesn't make sense. Go ahead and just re-download that CSV. Every time I do stuff, I end up going in and, like, being like, oh, I made, like, a weird error in my thing, like, I need to fix it. But the nice thing about the software is I can just keep updating my stuff, and then eventually I'll have something that works, so that's nice. Okay, let me check for other stuff. So that all looks good. It's not flagging any crazy numbers or any weird... Wow, what am I on 200 for? Oh yeah, that's all the raviolis. Okay, so my program is the janky, so I just need to restart that and re-pull in my data and make sure that that is no longer on fire, which hopefully it's not, because I don't like having to do that. Alright, and okay, so now we have dice sets, now that this is no longer expecting a value of 75 millimeters for the size, question mark. It is no longer yelling at me, and it has appropriately input prices and all of that. I have also gone through with this and imported, or like I've made some stuff in there, so it'll like search if it's like near clear, it'll just automatically apply markups to me as appropriate, and if it's like shifty or has opal in the title, it'll be like, oh, cool, you'd have like opals in the title, like let me also add a tag to this that this is color shifty stuff so that people can find it later, and it'll like mark it up, and now I don't need to mark up my prices, which makes me really happy. Because I'm lazy, and also like 90% of this drop is shifty near clear stuff because someone ordered dealer's choice dices, and I'm like, with near clear, and I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna make color shift stuff, and it's gonna be awesome, and they were cursed, and I had to repour them 3 times, so now you get a bunch of shifty shit. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so I'm done with this for now. I need to go back, and I need to do some other stuff to my photos. Firstly, since the naming is now correct, I am going to sort these by file type, and look at this at details, and I do not want to sort all of the movies because I'm not uploading them to my website, which is already like 33 gigabytes of stuff. So I'm gonna sort that into videos. The other things I usually filter out are the vertical photos and some other random stuff. I don't need like the mugshots in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna get rid of all of the stuff that I don't need, or like my 9,000 varieties of different, like, I don't know, I take a lot of extra pictures if I'm like trying to remind myself of something. I'll be like, oh, let me photograph that so that I remember what to do with it. Alright, so let me go through. I know I missed some with flops, and normally I don't have... I was trying a new photo thing today, got some weird color correcting issues. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna fix them because it's only 1 or 2 per image, so sorry. I apologize. I don't post-process any of my photos because I'm lazy. Literally no reason, I'm just lazy. Okay, so, I'm just gonna double check. I'm looking at these little sign photos, and I'm just trying to make sure that none of these are like marked as flop, that I did not accidentally forget to mark as a flop. And I don't think I actually have many flops this time. I think I have like 2 flops, which is pretty sweet. I don't use a tripod, so sometimes I'm just like, oh, there's like a hand just like floating down in my images. And for the record, I like I wash things twice before I photograph them, and then again after I photograph them, so, if anyone's like freaking out, like, oh my god, you're touching things with your bare hands, like, yeah, I do, but I also wash them 80 times. Alright, so like these are flops, marked as a flop. You ever poured a rainbow lobster? I have oh yeah, I had some sweet rainbow lobsters. I had one that had really nice black ribboning in it, which I can probably actually find in like 4 seconds. So give me a minute. This is my giant product photography repository, which I think that was a medium lobster. It's been a minute since I've actually put stuff in folders in here. You're just gonna get a tour through Lobster Lane. This one came out really cool. I don't know who has it, but I really like that color. That's like the pink, red, blue chameleon color, and it's my favorite. About a bunch of shifty lobsters. I had maybe it was a small lobster actually. Yeah. Okay. I've definitely had some like pretty sweet looking shifty. Where are my nice shifty lobsters? Did I make them that genuinely long ago that they're actually in a folder? What is this? That was fun. Pirate's Booty was fun. Alright, nobody needs this right now. Yes, I've made rainbow lobsters. They come out super fun when I make them. I'm not gonna look through my old folders right now. Sorry. Alright, cool. So now I'm gonna actually continue sorting my stuff. And the nice thing about WooCommerce, they're all upside down. I don't care. The nice thing about WooCommerce is that you can upload all of your photos like a sane person. And I will say that apart from the program that I've made that just sort of like generates CSVs for me to upload super quickly, I did pay $300 for a plugin that will upload a bunch of stuff. It'll like upload all like full complete products with photos, with tags, with all of that crap. And honestly, that was the best $300 I have ever spent. It saves me. The first drop I did, I was uploading like I think I had 80 some products my first drop, like my first ever drop because I'm crazy. And it took me 13 hours to manually upload all of this stuff because the WordPress backend is frankly a little laggy most of the time. And now it takes me like 5 minutes. So, you know, totally friggin' worth it. It's like WP all import export, and it is my favorite plugin. I love it. It is like, it's expensive, but like if you upload hundreds of custom products, it's super nice. I've decided I will be a real person and flip those. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I gotta pick my thumbnails for my stuff. And the way that my program does things is based off how this window just renames everything, which is basically, like it'll add these little like parentheses number whatevers, and I'm just like, cool, whatever one is 0, that's my thumbnail, because there's a setting in my import thing that's like, take the first image and make that into your listing thumbnail photo. So whatever I go through, I'm just like, cool, marked as a 0, now these are all going to be my thumbnails in the future once I get my shit together. I'm really bad at actually like taking photos of these sea urchins, and I really need to get a better overhead setup for my photography, but that has not happened yet, so here we are. You'll also notice that 90% of the time when I'm doing my photos, like, I am not usually opening these individually, so if you ever see just weirdly blurry photos and you're like, why has that been left in? It's because it didn't look blurry in the thumbnails. So we have a lovely little squid that had a weird little, just like, I think a stray silicone goober like fell into the tip, so I've chopped that out, so that'll be on a nice discount if anyone wants like a nice ocean vibe squid. That was also a custom that got jacked up and I had to repour it, so it's already been sent out, but that's what that is. This one I think looks nice and pretty. Cool. Okay, oh yes, good point. I also need to tag the glowing and UVing because my program will automatically this one's glow, not UV. It will automatically be like, ah yes, I know that if you've tagged this with glow, then it will add those tags for me, so I don't need to do it myself, because I'm lazy and I hate doing things myself. Alright, so like these are all gonna get renamed to glow and UV. Glow, UV. Did somebody pick up the houndstooth fender bender? Yes, with the ghosts in it, I think they did. Strictly speaking though, like, I do have those, like, I do have the customs still available for those, so if you wanted one. I also may or may not be losing my voice. May or may not be doing a sale on Black Friday for customs, maybe, we'll see. But there might be a small discount for those. But yes, somebody did actually pick that up the other day, and I was excited because I was sitting around for a while. Alright. And I've also realized that I should not be allowed to multitask, so I'm gonna go through and choose all of my header images first. This one is that nice swirly one from the other day, which brings me joy. I really need to find a good way to do these on taller models, because frankly just don't have syringes long enough otherwise. They're made exactly how you think they're made. Um, like, uh, there's not really a lot of secrets to that as a concept. It's just kind of messy and gross, and gets you a lot of sticky syringes. Okay, so which one? 31, 31, 31, and these, not that you can tell from my shitty photos, they have very, very, very small, and like my product photos for these look trash, and like these just weird work in progress ones look nice, so I'm like, alright, I'll leave them in there, I guess, so people can see because they're pretty. Actually really like how this one turns out. It's pleasingly diseased. I don't know what I was saying. I really can't multitask, it's a problem. Here we got some more diseased Petri stuff. This is pretty much what happens if you overload glow powder into something and you just allow it to sink. It will do this on flat models. I've been recently playing around with leveraging that to do fun effects, and I think I'm getting maybe somewhere, yeah, like that. Color balance is whack on this, but it's blue and white, if anyone cares. And you can see it in this picture. Leave that, because I'm bad. I'm a bad person. So, this pineapple's pretty fun looking. I got some nice videos of these. I gotta, like, post them on Twitter or something. And I'm usually just like, oh, what has the most fun color variants? This nut and bolt, I thought it was gonna look like absolute trash when I originally made it, and I was like, oh no, this is actually glorious looking. Like, I pulled that out, and I was like, oh, hell yes. That was fun. This has some shifty stuff, which is, like, pretty hard to see because for some reason I cannot take photos of color shift stuff, which is unfortunate because color shift stuff is delightful. Alright, so we have lobsters. Got another trip down a mini lobster lane here. I would just pour all of the lobsters. I also like pouring insect queens, but my bin right now is overflowing. Go check out, I'm running a 40% off sale on some insect queens if you need to get some old ones. It ends tonight. I think I'm just gonna keep doing those bin purges, because, like, I really just, my bins are genuinely overflowing. I have stock sitting around for a long time sometimes, and I'm like, I just want somebody to buy this. I want somebody to get this in a home because I'm not doing anything in my bin. It is making me none of the monies in my bin, and I am already out of space in my basement. So I'm like literally paying somebody to come in on Friday and help me clean stuff and like organize the front of the basement because it's a disaster and it makes me sad. And I am a cheap person. Like, you know that things have gotten weird if I am paying somebody to do anything. Welcome to my life. Which apparently forgot how long it takes me to go through and just, like, rearrange photos for thumbnails. So I apologize for anybody who's just, like, watching me do this. Like, what am I watching this for? I don't know. I don't know why you're watching this. Especially if you don't have Woocommerce. This just seems, like, weirdly niche, but either way, it's fine. Hello. So I have two of these partial dice sets. One of them is supremely janky, and it has, like, a shit ton of bubbles in a lot of the faces. And one of them is less supremely janky, and it has less excessive bubbles in most of the faces. But it still has lots of bubbles. So these are basically all of the, oops, messed that up. Not gonna send that to someone who ordered one because it's, like, too messed up. So you can now order them for cheaper, at least knowing what you're buying. So, yay. Got some nice claw packers doing some weird twisty stuff. I don't really love any of these photos, so I'm just gonna pick one at random. I got a bee that there was like a little bit of glow powder in it, so I chopped that out. So it has like a tiny, tiny nick in the bottom. So that'll be on discount as well. Got another bee. Somebody commissioned this as a pun. I think they and their friend or whoever they were getting it for have a running beeness joke. So I like that my customers are now like, I'm going to commission things based on puns, and I'm just like, y'all are great people. Like, that's how I want to live. Everything is good. Thank you. Okay, so now I gotta go through, relabel my glow stuff. Did that one already. UV glow, UV glow. None of these have UV glow. This toxic Petri mess has glow because that's how it is, a toxic Petri mess. Alright, so this apparently, I'm just gonna get rid of that. That's just... Here we go. Okay. I'm not gonna mark that one as UV. Like, it does technically sort of kind of look UV, but it's mostly just the UV making the glow actually glow, so whatever. This one does have a little bit of glow, so... Blue. Huzzah. Alright, and this disgusting looking worm most definitely glows. Color choices were made on that worm. Not necessarily good color choices. Alright, this thing clearly glows. But this is like 80% of the time recently that I've been doing drops. I'm just like, okay, I need to do 80 product or like photos for 80 products, and then just like immediately post-process them, so I can do that all in like one day before a drop, and it's nice. Okay, so let me go through and just, why is this upside down? Fix that. And then go through and just make sure everything is like the correct orientation, because I don't know what my phone does every once in a while. It just makes things stupid. I'll flip these so they're not those left. That looks insane. Whatever. Mostly for the worms. It's like the worms and the flat stuff. I like having everything facing one direction. It feels a little bit less insane to me. I'm just gonna delete that. It's just a terrible picture, which I will never use. I have such mixed feelings about this worm. Like, on one hand, it looks really cool, and on the other hand, like, it looks really bad. Like, it's not at all what I wanted, but it's still cool, but it's also still, like, really weird looking. I missed a mugshot, so I'm just gonna roll it up there. Okay, so that's 0. The base on this, like, looks really cool. Doesn't match the front. A lot of weird colors and patterns going on, but it's fun. Anyway, it's fine. So, and all my ears seem good. Surprisingly, my dice are not on fire. Okay, cool. Now, I'm just gonna go collect all my vertical pictures so that they don't mess with this. This is the part that I hate doing, because I always miss them, and it's a whole thing. Because I just don't like, when you're scrolling through my website, having everything, like, have different orientations, and it just kind of bothers me. So, I try to clean those up where applicable. These are the photos that I just take when I'm like, I really like this particular pour. Maybe I'll feature it somewhere on my website, and I would like a photo that shows it off perhaps more closely. I don't love my thumbnail grids, honestly, for my images. It's just a little weird to actually fix right now. I haven't found a good way to do that I like, so just janky, and I'm just living with it for now. Alright, so verticals named, and now I think we're good, probably, for this, or something. So I'm going to go ahead, open Visual Studio back up. Apparently I've closed my program, which was dumb, because I could have just hit the rerun button and it would have things. It's okay. 5 seconds wasted. Alright, so now I get to go and just make sure, like, one more time, just scroll through, make sure it's not flagging anything crazy with, like, anything in here. Seems good. You can see where we scroll all the heckin' way over. You'll see this is all the image string, so, like, it's automatically put in, all the zeros are first. If you ever see a weird-looking thumbnail, it's probably because I typoed the name on this and put the wrong one first. So yeah, so it, like, has all those. It has an image count, which does absolutely nothing, but you can see it's gone through and tagged everything with UV and glow, which is nice. Again, makes my pretty names for the website, makes my SKUs, because I was doing something else for something else, where the SKUs were handy. Shipping classes, all that. Pre-populated, super nice. So one thing that I do always do is resize my photos, because they come out of my stupid phone at like 4,000 pixels or something genuinely absurd. And my website is already on fire with large images, so I just use bulkresize.com, just slap them in there, scales it down to 50% of whatever the size it was, takes a few seconds, it's good. Then it'll spit me out a nice PNG, or a nice zip file with all of these in a minute, so apparently I have 365 images, one for every day of the year. Except the other day I realized I actually genuinely forgot how many days were in a year, and I was like, it's like 352, right? Like, and now I'm still actually... this is sad. 365. Okay, I was right today. Good. Good days. So, while that's doing whatever it's doing, I can go through and relabel some of the stuff for like, why is this flopped? Small bubble undershaft. May require extra cleaning. So that's my my fun. If there's an alien packer, that's probably why it's flopped. Small nick in base where pigment freckle trimmed out shouldn't cause long-term issues. And I've also realized every once in a while, yeah, okay, cool. Every once in a while, I will end up with a listing that gets super borked and just like nothing is in the correct spot. And I was like, what's happening? And I realized it is because I am exporting a CSV, and if I manually type in commas into this, it will register as a new cell in my CSV and fuck up all my files. And I was like, oh shit, I should probably put something in my code that goes through and just like before it copies each cell down, check for comma, if comma, replace it with semicolons. I haven't done that yet. Anyway, okay, so we have the dice set, shifty bubbles, lots of bubbles in one's faces, and some raised faces. Okay. Lots of bubbles in one's faces. The 12 one's face is half gone. Some raised faces. These are very, very janky. Small blob of glow powder in base under surface. And there. Nope, I did a comma. I put a comma in! I did it! I did the commas. See? Comma. Bad. Fuck up all my stuff. Okay. Apparently the belt. And I did it up here as well. Let's go ahead and fix that. I really need to fix that. Boop. Also has nick towards the bottom where I trimmed out a more expensive glow bob. I cannot feel my fingers right now because it's cold in my office and they're very numb. It's good times. All right, and the nice thing about doing product photography and labeling your stuff on the same day is just like I remember what all of the flops are. So I like usually don't need to consult my pictures, which is nice. I noticed this website also works much faster if you for some reason just like sit on the page, which is a little annoying. Anyway, the tiny PNG I've been using for a while. It's pretty sweet. I do pay $25 a year so I can upload more than 25 images at once. But you know, since I'm uploading 365 images at once, I'm gonna go on a limb and say it was kind of worth it. Anyway, they also have like an API version where they'll just upload stuff directly in your website, which is cool, but not super necessary. And by not necessary, I mean they give you like 500 free images, which I burn through in like a week and a half, then you have to pay per image, and I'm not really into that because I'm cheap, so I'll take the extra, you know, 20 minutes of hassle. That's just like downtime hassle waiting. Okay, here we go. Zip file for me. Lovely. Cool. We're gonna pop this open and rename it once I extract my stuff. I have a lot of these just in my downloads file, in my downloads folder forever. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open that because apparently it did not open on its own because the universe hates me. And by that I mean my website is apparently just slow and it takes seconds to open stuff. Anyway, we drag those in. It's gonna go ahead and be like, oh cool, we're gonna reduce this down by like a bunch of file sizes. And then you wait for it to do that for 300 images, then you upload them to your website, and then everything in the world. Unless your coupon plugin isn't working, so if you want to use that 40% off coupon for like the Insect Queens and stuff, you gotta type it in manually because my plugin's broken right now. Anyway, so sometimes when I listen to myself talk, I was like, good God, this is like a alarming amount of like weird, like just like nervous vibrating energy that just oozes out of me. I'm like, I sound like a crazy person. Like I am high energy when I talk to myself in a room alone. I would do this in the labs too in college. It was like, and people would look at me like, are you okay? Yeah. Back of Squid's head from pigment lump being hacked out. Shouldn't require extra cleaning or cause problems. Great. And I think that's the end, so now I just need to go through and relabel all of these. And by relabel, I mean figure out how much of a discount I should do, which I do somewhat arbitrarily because I am chaotic. So this is going to be like $45 for a bubble that might require some extra cleaning. Small nick in the base in the B is like pretty friggin' negligible, so I'm gonna just like maybe chop off $5 for that because it's like in the base and it's tiny. Okay, so these dice are just gonna get fucking gutted in price. I'll make this one 35 because it is genuinely less bad, but it's still like kind of bad. I'll make that 33. Arbitrary decision. You can tell anytime I have something that I manually labeled like as a flop, if it's 33, I'm like, I can't tell if I want to do 30 or 35. So like that's I don't have a formula for that. Okay, so generic depth toy, 6 inches. So this one has 2 issues, so I'm just gonna mark this one down and be like, someone's gonna get this thing for 30 bucks, like whatever. I price in my heart. Okay. Thinking about odd body Christmas tree. Oh wait, getting an odd body Christmas tree for my Christmas boy. Oh heck yeah, you got the Christmas tree. Thank you for buying Christmas boy chameleon, because that thing's been sitting around for a while, and I was like, you know, I kind of dig that thing. It was like one of my earlier chameleons. I'm glad that thing is in a good home. But yeah, so I did, someone actually commissioned me to do a Christmas tree odd body at one point. It turned out pretty cute. I can see, I'm gonna actually find, I can probably find the pictures for that one like pretty quickly, so I'm gonna find that. Where is it? Where is it? No! I can't, if you give me an alphabetized list, it wrecks me. So this is the giveaway one that whoever ordered the first one commissioned. This one another shop has, like, I've actually had several shops commission these for me. Movie Rainbow, swatching. Where? Okay, I know I've done a Christmas tree odd body somewhere. I just don't currently know where it is right now. That's weird. Did I just not label it? I know I've done one before. And there's no, I usually, if I hand paint it, maybe I didn't. Usually if I hand paint something, even if it's just a custom that where I'm not like taking pictures of it, I'll try to take pictures of it. But apparently I didn't. But it was cute. It turned out cute. But so yeah, the odd bodies are not. The mold is actually split completely in two. Like there is a seam around the literal chaotic view of my sink, literally around the entire side of this. And by some absolute miracle, usually the only place that it maybe unregisters a little bit is like towards the bottom. Like most of the time you genuinely cannot tell there's a seam around the entire thing, but I did that so I can peel the entire like 12 inches of this stupid thing open and have physical access to like the top and all of that. So it's made easier by the mold, but like hand painting is always just like a little janky. It's not a thing that I do frequently. I like doing it. Painting with silicone is like hella weird. What am I doing? Someone's getting this wood for $35. Great. Okay. So I did, oh my god, I did so much painting with silicone the other day with the Dragon Skin 10, which is like thick and goopy and weird, because I've been taking pole dancing classes, which is hella fun, and it's bruising the shit out of my legs. But my teacher was like, oh my god, you can make custom sticky wear, because I was trying to make myself custom sticky wear pants, and they were like covered in shitty looking bananas. And she had me like paint stuff for her, so I had to like paint a pre-existing clothes, and it was, oh my god, it was rough. I had to do it in like 8 batches, and I'm now really sick of painting clothes with fabric. Anyway, hardcore tangents. So let's check on my tiny PNG. So that's like halfway done. And then once that finishes for realsies, I will upload it to upload those to my website. Alright, so once this is done, I'm gonna go ahead and save the products to a new file. And I will just call these drop 11, 16, 23. Wow, I'm doing this a day early. I feel good about myself. Alright, so this is unusual for me. We have heating people coming to replace our radiator, so I'm like, I want to be available for that. Anyway, so relabel that, and this just saves all of the info so I can re-import it directly into this program if I need to modify it. But for actually making my Woocommerce CSV, I'm gonna go ahead and just do that, and it like formats it for my little plugin thing that I use for all of the things. So that should be pretty much done now. Right. We go back and we look at TinyPNG, and I need to... Good lord. So at some point, I'm probably going to do a fun back-end tour of my website. But this is the back end of my janky-ass WordPress website. And I have the all import-export plugins, which is how I do all of my imports and exports, as you might have guessed by me saying import and export 9,000 times. So I'm going to go find my little Woo document, and I'm going to be like, cool, this is where it gets like actually fun and interesting. It makes me feel fancy like every time I set this stuff up. So we're gonna be like, okay, Woocommerce product, let's go. And it's gonna be like, here's all my, oh, let me show you the CSV file because it's terrifying. I do not enjoy parsing through my CSV files. Like this is what my CSV generates, and it's just like, holy shit, like that's a lot of stuff. Really gross, and I hate it. So anyway, that's what the CSV that it kicks out looks like, and it makes me want to cry. Alright, so see, it's reading all the info in. We got like your name, your price, your discount price, the quantity, all of this other stuff. I can also add fun modifiers like custom hand painted, or like if I have a group of like 5 silver Vinkas, I can just name it in a certain way and it'll like add multiples to the quantity. It's pretty sweet. I've done a lot of work on that, even though it's still janky. So we continue. Yes, have fun. Thank you for joining me in this nonsensical whatever this is. Okay, so now I made templates, so I'm just like, cool, just upload my like pre-shop template, and it'll upload everything as like coming soon. It'll take the name, plop the name in there, got my short description again. It's going through and it's adding all of my like prices, my inventory stuff, which this one, because it's pre-shop, I have no stock and just make everything out of stock. All of my shipping classes and all of this from here. Product image, actually I don't really do anything with that. I got my images, they all pop in, super nice, just use stuff in the media gallery, which again, I need to actually upload first, cough, cough, cough. You can set custom delimiters, like I really like this, it's delightful. I just need to... I've been making custom tags for the date that I dropped stuff, just to maybe be a little organized if for some reason I want to. But I love this plugin. It brings me so much, like you literally can just like drag and be like, aha, cool, pop that in there, and then it'll just like do that, and it's great. Alright, so this is going to be post date of tomorrow. And if you don't specify a time, it'll just make it available at midnight, so you get a midnight pre-shop because I don't feel like entering a time. And then I can continue to step 4, which is basically just like some weird back-end stuff. If you have existing product, and this is actually why I added proper SKUs to my stuff, if you add like an existing product, you can update stuff and just rerun this again, and it's magical, and this is like how I do my pre-shop stuff now. So, we're gonna go ahead, hey, I got all my stuff. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just run this import in the background. It's gonna do a thing. And I see somebody says, oh, I missed lots of chats. Great porn, the blue bee, thank you. Oh, weird. I'll look into Armadillo 10 in a second. Thank you for letting me know. Power toys for Windows to resize it. I have not, but I should probably look at other stuff. I know there's like probably ways to compress my images better. I just like need to figure out what they are. Okay, that's all the chats. So, okay, so theoretically, now this should have imported a bunch of products into my thing. So you can see that these are actually listed as scheduled. There's a tick box feature somewhere that's like, if there's no images in the thing, then just list it as a drop. Extract these really quick. Drop 11, 16, 23. I cannot believe that it is already halfway through November. Like, anyway. But then I can just rerun these again, and it should. Let me uploading these. Thank you. That yeah, add new media file. Did they change? I feel like they've changed. Yeah, they've definitely changed the wording of that since last time I went to upload batch stuff. Either way, so you can just drag and drop all of this nonsense up here, and it'll just start like popping them into my things. Okay, so you said Armadillo 10. Let's see here. Let's see what horrible things I've done. Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into Power Toys. I'm always... oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, this one... Yeah, okay. So this one was probably one that I was using. You can see the, super wacky, like, categories and stuff in here, which is probably indicative of me having done something stupid. So if you want Armadillo 10, I am going to, because I don't feel like finding the price for this, I'm just gonna list it as $10. I think that's like a little bit cheaper. So if you want Armadillo 10, that should now be available. Cough, cough. Yeah. Sometimes people get discounts, like literally just because I'm really lazy. Anyway, let me actually make sure that's not like flop or anything, is it? Yeah, cool. So that should be good now. That should theoretically now have a price. But here's where stuff gets fun. So now that we have some of these uploaded, what I can do is go back into my manage imports thing, and I can just be like, let me run this import. I'm not going to change the settings. Like, let me just run this import again. So it'll go through and it'll be like, oh no, I'm going to take a minute to process stuff, and it's going to be whatever. Da da da. Go back and look at my products. So you can see like it's populated coming soon in front of the names, and now we have like actual SKUs and all of that stuff when it's set to schedule. But once this now, since we actually have images uploaded now, it's found the images and has uploaded them into the listings. So once I can upload my images, they'll just, you know, pop up magically there, and it's super magical. This plugin was like so absurdly worth the $300. Like, it's a lot of money, but it's a one-time purchase. I don't need to keep paying for weird stuff, and holy crap, this saves me so much time and can run my pre-shop, which is pretty sweet. So, I'm not gonna actually mess with this, but if anyone's curious about how I update stuff for the actual drop, you just edit my template, and I have another one saved. So, like, you can see the coming soon, all that crap. I just have my original one, which does not have the coming soon. Basically, the only thing that it really changes... Oh, I meant to actually add... I do need to... Every time I do stuff, I have to come in and modify this particular setting, but... because that's just custom for each drop. But it'll go through and it will list the actual, like, stock values for realsies. Like, we manage stock, we got the stock quantity, which is column 4, it'll pop that in there. And then you just go ahead and you save that, and you run it at, you know, 814.5, and it will just vomit up all of your images, or all of your stuff. It'll just change your existing listings to be listed with stock and not have coming soon tags all over them, and it's great. And that's how I set up my drop, and now I'm actually pretty much done pending running this for real once all the images have actually uploaded. So, I don't know if anybody has found this at all interesting. Thank you for the few persons, or few peoples, who have come and watched the thing. But that was pretty much it. So if no one has weird backend questions, I'm probably gonna hop off. But if anyone's watching this and interested in my backend, I'll probably stream that at some point because I'm bored and I like Woocommerce. Stuff gets real weird with the add-on plugins that I have. It's a good time anyway. But yeah, so I'm gonna hop off. Farewell, peoples. I'll see you at some point.